World is just around the corner. I am your guy. Welcome to the Assembly. If you're going to Montreal, please consider wear teal color clothes or accessories so we can show support to sexual assault survivors, especially in light of everything that has come up these past few months. And well, let's start with the women's category. In the women's category, the absolute favorite, Kaori Sakamoto. She's been very consistent, she's a crowd favorite, she's the savior of our sport, she has a lot of power, her skating skills are fantastic. She's been having some problems with her flip now, probably because she's working on her Lutz edge, but I think she's such a joy to watch that we can forgive her for having a faulty Lutz. Sometimes she struggles with her loop now. She used to be very consistent with her loop. No idea. She is a front runner. The other candidate for the throne, I would believe, is Loena Hendricks. Has been very consistent this season. Also, I do have my thoughts about her programs. She's shown a lot of consistency. I think if Kaori makes a mistake, the judges will be very willing to give Loena the title. I think those two are the front runners. I don't see anyone else actually snatching the title from them, even if they make mistakes. Some podium hopefuls will be Mona Shiba, current 4 continents champion, 3rd highest score of the season, achieved in Shanghai, but she's trailing 10 points behind Loena on Kaori's best results. She's had an up and down season. She had an okay-ish first event, a disastrous second event in France, fantastic national championship, came full force for 4 continents. She does tend to under-rotate some of her jumps, and I think it would be dumb from us to just overlook her completely. She's in the right mindset for Worlds. Another Japanese, Hana Yoshida, she's not had the best season. She has a triple axel, and I think if she landed, she could also potentially be a threat to the podium. Another newcomer this season was Nina Pinzarone, and another Belgian girl, so we've got Japan versus Belgium this season, which is incredible. I would have never seen that coming. Nina has also shown a lot of consistency. She has very nice components. She also tends to under-rotate a little. I don't love her jumping technique, but I think like the more the season has progressed, the more confidence you can see in her. And I think the judges will be very willing to award her more points due to her consistency and her PCS. We also have the Korean girlies. The Korean girls have had such a complicated season. The most consistent woman from Korea has been Chaeyoung Kim, and we saw her falter during her last Grand Prix assignment when she could have made the Grand Prix final. I want to see her overcome those demons in her head and that pressure to actually shine, because last year I think she was the newcomer of the year. I think she showed up at 4 continents last year and stole the show. Then she went to Worlds and had a great result. Hailey, it's a mystery, to be honest. She's not been the top 10 at all this season. She was not the same Hain in the Grand Prix series as we saw at 4 continents last year and at Worlds last year. She was very lost, and she also mentioned she has some personal things going on and she was not at her best at 4 continents. I think we could all see her, and then the extra pressure of knowing that she was the champion and then not even being in the last group, I think truly affected her. I hope that whatever is going on in her personal life, she can work through. I hope that she can show up at Worlds and show us why she was a medalist last year. The other podium hopefuls come from the United States, Amber Glenn, Isabel Levito. Amber Glenn, I would be so delighted if she managed to get a medal. I think she's had a great season this year. I think she's got very good programs. She's finally landed her triple axels in competition. I hope that she medals. I think it's gonna be very hard, but I think if she goes clean, she has a chance. And finally, Isabel Levito, I don't know what to think of her. She's been struggling this year a lot, and I'm so sad to say that we saw it coming. Has the same technique as the Russian girls, and not in the good way. Her falling on spins wouldn't surprise me. That come from an injury in her back, because she jumps with her back so much, and I think if she was not hyper flexible, she would have already needed some major surgery. Her skating skills have also regressed, and it's upsetting. It's upsetting that she cannot fix her technique, and I think if she doesn't work hard next season on her jumping technique, she might miss the Olympic year. She's such a lovely girl, but seeing her right now, the judges are gifting her medals and gifting her a score, and not because she doesn't work hard. I have to make clear, it's not because she doesn't work hard. It's because the judges are awarding something that is not there. They are awarding her jumps when she's pre-rotating, under-rotating, and honestly, they are not nice to watch. A couple of other skaters to look forward to are Madeline Esquizas, the last bastion from Skate Canada, Lindsay Torgren, who has a gorgeous short program, and the other two who have great short programs. Young Yu came back with Otoño Porteño, had a great showing at Korean Nationals, and we also got Laranaki Goodman, who has a very original short program, and of course her iconic Hitchcock medley. My dream podium would be Kaori Sakamoto, Mona Shiba, and Young Yu, but I'm also kind of realistic, so I think Kaori Sakamoto will win gold, Luna Hendricks will be silver, and Isabel Lipito will have bronze, unless she makes a lot of mistakes. I don't know if it will take only a spin mistake that she has had this season for her to lose the bronze. I don't know. Pairs. Aren't you so happy that we can finally talk about pairs? Slowly but surely, we will get there. We are rebuilding pairs, but we're getting there. Frontrunners to win Worlds, Diana Selato-Dudek, Maxime Duchamp. Best story of the season. They've got a really good chance to win Worlds, and she exudes such confidence. The team that no one saw coming, Minerva Fabian Hase, Nikita Volodin. They've got great technique. They showed up in the Grand Prix. They went invictus in the Grand Prix. But they are not the underdogs, that they are now the favorites. It's great to see another team emerging. What about the champions of last year? Riku Miura and Ryuichi Kihara. He has been severely injured as well. They've been out all season and they don't have the best packaging. And for some reason they keep getting these average programs, and I think they are such a nice pair to watch. They have such quirky personality. They are great off ice. I don't see the personality translating to the ice. But they don't have the best packaging. They are coming back from an injury. Even at Four Continents, that was their best of the season. They've been out basically all season. So right now they are standing at the 22nd best score. I think they will be contenders for sure. They are fan favorites. The judges like him. They are last year champs, so of course they will receive a little bonus. Podium hopefuls, well, we've got the Georgian pair of Anastasia Metelkina and Luka Verulova. I will never root for him. The way he treated his previous partner, I will never forget the way they discarded her like she was, a piece of garbage. And I have to remind everyone, this was last year. Last year at Worlds, he was skating in senior with another person, with Safina. He also went to the Olympic Games before that. So he's also skating in junior, so which I find absolutely unfair for all the juniors out there that are juniors. Though I find it completely ridiculous that he's still skating in juniors. He's winning everything, of course he is. The way he bad-mouthed Safina, I thought it was despicable. I think you don't do that to anybody. He fat-shamed her as well. The way he kind of pushed her when she was having a very rough skate and she had been injured, and then had the guts to call her lazy and force her to skate when she was scared because of her injury. I think it was just the worst possible thing that you can do. I think it's just inhuman to do so. How the coaches agreed with him and then just, well, it was horrible. They are good. They have been very good. They podium at Europeans. They just won Junior Worlds, which I find ridiculous that they are able to do that when he's been to the Olympics 2 years ago. I wish the best for his partner, but I don't wish the best for him. If he podiums here at Worlds, he will be spitting on the face of all of the junior circuit. Him going back to juniors is just an ego trip at this point. But into better people, we have Annika Hoke and Robert Kunkel, another German team. They were very strong at the beginning of the season, then injury struck, they had to miss the Grand Prix final. They came back for Europeans, but they were not at his best. and you could see that they were not at their best. Hopefully they have recovered enough for Worlds. I think they've got a great personality. I hope they can go mistake-free on their programs. We've got the European champions. Second year together, the first time they actually go to an international competition like Europeans together. Matteo Guarise has been around for forever. He used to skate with Nicole de la Monica. I used to root for them the years prior to the Olympics. It was very sad to always see them come second or fourth. It was heartbreaking to see them also close to the podium, but never being able to win or sometimes even medal. But now that he's skating with Lucrezia Beccari, they actually crown themselves European champions. I think their short program is amazing. I love it. It's everything that I love about pairs. And then the free skate is what I don't like about pairs. There's a big age difference between them. That's something that needs to be brought up. I think they skate well. I think they understand each other very well. The other Italians, Sara Conti, Nicola Macci, were medalists last year. They have had a very rough season. They romantically broke up, but they are still skating together. They have such great potential, but their programs are just boring. And I'm so sorry to the choreographer. I could not even do like 1% of what you do. Neither the choreographers or them. Now they went back to their short program for a 4th year. And I'm so tired because I cannot connect to that music. I cannot connect to them, and I see great elements, but I cannot see a good program. Some other skaters to look up for with Pereira and Michaud. For Canada, I think Canada has great hopes for this pair. They did so well during the Grand Prix events. They had some issues going into the Grand Prix final, and they had more issues going to for continence injuries, and they had to wash up their content, so they were not at their greatest difficulty. So there's a lot of hope there. It wouldn't completely surprise me if they podium, but I think they are not the front runners. We've got the return of the Chinese pairs, Peng Cheng, Wang Lei. She belonged to the second pair under Sui Han and Han Kong. It's lovely to see her back. She made a change of partners, no idea why. So if you know, please write it in the comments, because I have no idea why they changed pairs. Lori Nichols is her choreographer, and opposite to what I just said about Italians, I think Lori Nichols is such a goddess and such a gift to pair skating. I have no idea how she makes such wonderful programs. I love their short program. I don't like their costumes, but I really like their programs. They have the best throw jumps of the competition. Although I don't see them winning, given the scores they were received all season. But I like them a lot, and I want to see more of them. And finally, my babies, my Australian babies. I normally don't feel comfortable calling any skater my baby, but this Australian team, for some reason, got me over, and calling them my babies was the most natural thing that came from me ever. So I adopted them, so no one come after them. They are my babies. I love them. I love them so much. Enjoy how they connect with each other so much. I think the greatest thing that I can say is that sometimes they remind me of Ekaterina Gordieva and Sergei Grinkov, and I don't think there is a biggest compliment for a pair than that. And they remind me a lot of that connection. Not necessarily that they are romantically involved. If they are, I have no idea. But I think that connection that they have with each other, it's so natural, and they are so caring of each other. The way they treat each other, I think it's so nice to watch on and off the ice. I really hope that this connection and this friendship that they currently have will last for as long as they live. I honestly hope so. They skate so well, they have good choreo, they are recycling their short program from last year, which I actually liked and made my top 10 last year. And this year they have got a very nice free skate as well that I enjoyed a lot, and honestly it's gonna be probably one of my guilty pleasures of this season, because it's very romantic like, but for some reason it got to me, and I'm like, I can watch this again and again and again, and I'll not get tired of it. Their showing at for continents was amazing. They struggled in the short, but they killed it in the free. This is the second season they have in senior, so I guess we'll see. They are my dream podium. They are the winners of my heart. Goal for Denis Dudek and Maxime Duchamp. silver for Kulubeva and Hector Yetopoulos Moore, and bronze for Lucra Chepegari and Matteo Guarizze. But my more realistic podium is Stelato Dudek, Maxime Duchamp. I really am betting on them winning. I really want them to win, and I think they've got enough to make it. These are my only champions that I think are also realistic. Silver, I believe Fabian Haase and Volodin will take the silver, and Sara Conti and Nicolo Macchi will take the bronze. Men's category. I honestly think this will be the event to watch, and if they all make mistakes, probably won't be as exciting. I think it's gonna be the most difficult for the judges actually, because all of them have shown a lot of backing for very different reasons. Possible winners, I think we've got 4. First, Adam Seahimfa. He has either won or not on the podium at all. He's got such a great personality, he's such fast, he's made the dramatic backflip. Got Ilya Malinin, quadruple axel, amazing to watch. Components, very overscored. I even tried to make a redo of his score. I got him at 198 and he scored 207. I think I was actually generous with his PCS score. He could have won even if you score them correctly. I think 207 is actually his ceiling with a quad axel and with 7 and high 7s in components. Not the best score with mistakes. I think 207 is a great score and would actually put him just behind 2 skaters with great skating skills, which are Adam Seahimfa and Yuma Kagiyama. It will also make a statement as judges that we love what you're doing and it's enough for a medal, but without working on your components, you're not getting the gold. As it stands, he's 7 points above Yuma Kagiyama, even with a mistake in the quad axel. I find it very difficult for them to snatch the gold from him, but I do believe that Yuma is the most complete skater right now. I think the Japanese Fed is almost ready to let go of Shoma Uno. At the beginning of the season, I was actually pretty cold toward his program to Imagine Dragons. This is not a jab to Imagine Dragons, but they don't have the something extra, and I think Yuma has a lot of extra to give. After saying it in 4 continents, it worked and I saw it and he sold it. He's such a complete skater, working with Carolina Kostner right now. His gala exhibition is so gorgeous. I kind of hope that he doesn't use it next season, but he waits until Olympic year, because I think it's gonna be a masterpiece. Now, the other person that has become an underdog for some reason is Shoma Uno. Best score is 10 points below Yuma Kagiyama's best. He's also kind of mentioned the closing of a chapter. I think if he does retire this year and he makes his intentions clear, I think the judges will give him a medal. I don't know which color, but I think they will be more willing to give him a medal to retire on a podium than taking it away after he was 2 times world champion. I think he's a wild card here. His isolations, his skating skills are great. He's got very good moments in his program, but overall, I feel something is missing. I feel like this year, I've seen it before, although I think they are very Shoma-like. I don't think they grab attention because we've seen something like that before. I don't know if you catch my drift. I could see him winning, I could see him not medaling. I think it will really depend on the Japan Fed, how much support they are willing to give him over Yuma, because I think Yuma is a potential Olympic champion, while Shoma is more on his way out. To wrap up the top 6, I would mention Kao Miura. Sadly, Kao is behind Shoma for over 20 points, would be 30 points behind Yuma, so I don't think he's got a straight shot to the podium. If he goes clean and the rest make mistakes, he could be there. Right now, he's my favorite male skater. I think he's got a lot of energy, he's very passionate, he skates with a lot of intensity, which I adore, and I hope more skaters would do the same. I love him, this chaotic child. I hope he does well because I really like him. And then we've got Jungwon Cha, who is just 2 points behind Kao's best, not in his best form. He lied like all men, told everyone that he was not injured when he actually was injured and had to retire from some competitions. He came back with force Korean nationals, did amazing in 4 continents. I think they are both the outliers. I think if the rest make mistakes, they are certainly going to be there to fight for a medal. Other skaters to watch would be Alexander Selevko, both the white boy everyone was obsessed with according to Twitter. Amazing programs. He skated clean at Europeans. He was so wholesome. I liked him back in 2018. He was literally like a star. You see glimpses of potential there, but then they never escalates over the potential. But I was so happy with the podium. Like, you have no idea. Him coming second, it was great, and look out for his spins. Another person that came out of nowhere, Mikhail Shaidarov from Kazakhstan. Amazing showing. He has great jumps. He's got great strength on his ankles too. I thought that he was gonna win a couple medals eventually in a Grand Prix, and then poof, next event he won a medal. So it wouldn't surprise me if he could get into the top 6. If he doesn't make many mistakes, he will easily be in the top 10. If he continues working on his components, I think it's gonna be great. I think he's shown great potential and shown that he's here to stay, and he's honestly been quite consistent. The fan favorites. Mo Yan-ying, amazing return to competition. I think he's shown that he has improved both in PCS, and he's recovering his jumps. His work in Canada is paying off. He's got one of the top 10 scores this season. Great skater, great personality. He's great to watch. We've also got, I'm so sorry if I butchered your name, Lukas Britschke. Actually, it's giving us a very different type of music for his free, and I think I speak for most of us who don't have a lot of representatives in the world stage. We don't mind that you skate to our music. We just want you to do it respectfully. We don't really care as long as you're not mocking it. So thank you, Lucas, for bringing up different music. Another fan favorite, my compatriot Donovan Carrillo. He's such a showman. He came back from injury this season. He got a surgery. He changed coaching teams. I think he's got a great personality on and off the ice. I think he's finding himself becoming more and more confident. I don't know if he will make the free because he makes a lot of mistakes. If he makes the free, that will be enough. That will be enough. Please invite him to the gala, please. And another person that we have not seen much of this season as well, Jason Brown. He's such joy to watch. He was just in Japan for Yusuru Hanyu's show. He's always such an pleasing sight. For my dream podium, Kaomura champion, please. Now for silver, his bestie, Yuma Kagiyama, and in bronze, I would love to see Jason because Jason deserves a world medal and an Olympic medal so badly. But the most realistic, I think they will give it to Adam Siahimfa. He's got great support from the crowd. The judges like him. He brings something to the sport. For silver, I'm actually gonna bet on Yuma over Ilya. I think Ilya has the best technical score, but I think skating one after the other could really make a difference. That Yuma is a way more complete skater. Also, I think Ilya is so talented. I think the lack of control of his limbs make him look very sloppy. I'm not very confident of this podium because, again, I think we have to take into account if Shoma is retiring, are the judges gonna help him get into the podium? This is the most unpredictable event of all. We have also to take into account that all of these guys are normally quite inconsistent. So if one of them falls, it's anyone's game. I want to see some of your predictions down below. Who do you think are gonna win? I don't cover ice dance. I think I mentioned it. There's so much politics integrated into ice dance that I think I would get even angrier if I followed ice dance, so I don't follow it. I'm sorry. Well, that's all I gotta say. I will see you when I see you. Bye! Don't forget to subscribe and give some GOE to the like button. Also, wear teal to worlds.